OK, what's winding up Josh?
So this is people being rude about Paul McCartney. Top of the list, your production team, seemingly, with that picture.
Yeah. It looks like there should be a dog's tail above that mouth.
Anybody else feel sick now?
Yeah, I feel quite strongly about this. It seems to have been a thing that's kind of happened in the last decade, that being half of the greatest songwriting partnership of all time, changing the face of popular music, changing the face of society, doesn't deem respect if you're a bit of a square 74-year-old. Like, he's 74. We're lucky he's not doing an advert for walk-in baths.
Do you listen to his more recent solo albums?
No, of course not.
Hold it. Is this a person being rude about Paul McCartney?
Right, I thought this might happen. I've made a list of the pros and cons of Paul McCartney.
Wow.
OK, so this is basically how the argument goes. So the pros, he was responsible for changing popular music forever. He wrote Hey Jude. He invented the concept album. He produced the greatest Glastonbury headline set ever while in his 60s. He wrote Blackbird. The frog chorus was quite good. He took He took a decade of public abuse. He headlined Live Aid. He made it OK to be a vegetarian. He wrote Helter Skelter, Fall on the Hill, Paperback Writer, Michelle, Eleanor Rigby, For No One, and Let It Be. Cons, he dyes his hair. I think Paul McCartney has achieved so much at such a young age that he should have a free pass to do whatever he wants. Isambard Kingdom Brunel, when he was old, no one was going, yeah, but what bridges has he built recently? You know, Alexander Fleming, no one said, but what did he follow penicillin with? Abraham Lincoln, no one said, what did he do good after whatever it was that he was meant to have done? And I'd say Paul McCartney is up there with the greatest people that has ever lived, and people are rude about him, and they shouldn't be.
But nobody criticises him for Eleanor Rigby or for all the early stuff. They criticise him for giving the evil eye to burgers. I mean, it's fine if he wants to be a vegetarian, just the rest of us are doing a public service by eating cows and keeping them off the road. So... think of the accidents there could be if I wasn't doing my bit, keeping the livestock back.
So you don't observe meat-free Mondays?
What is Earth? I'm from Denmark, darling. What on earth is that?
This was his little blurb for it.
Please just log in pledge.meatfreemondays, or one word, .com. Pledge.meatfreemondays.com. 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 You can do it right now, please.
Wow! It's definitely not as good as his early work.
See, you say that's bad.
Yeah.
The first time I heard that, that was in my head for a week.
Have you met him?
No, I'd love to meet him.
I saw him at this thing, and I went over, and he went, oh, hello, Frank. And I thought, he knows my name. And then he said to his fiancée, this is a very famous British comedian, and I can't tell you how good I felt. And I was so pleased. And then someone went past with a tray of little bits of food, and I took a small burger off it and went like that, and he went... And I tried to put it back on, but they're gone. I ended up, I held... You know when you're behind the bike shed having a smoke and the teacher... I held the burger behind my back like that, hoping that he might have forgotten about it.
Do you like this stuff? Do you like
Yeah, I mean, I loved the Beatles. We was at the NME Awards and he was there. And my partner is a massive Beatles fan, so I was like, you've got to tap him when he comes past. And he did stop and say hello, but that was about it.
I'm a bit disappointed that this has become me coming on to talk about how much I love Paul McCartney and then just hearing stories about how everyone else has met Paul McCartney.
There are some amazing Paul McCartney lookalikes around. Look at this woman.
Look at this.
God bless her. Can I say God bless her? I do not mock this this lovely old lady in her little Welsh home. But it has to be said that she does have more than a passing resemblance.
They certainly share a hairdresser, I think. That's fantastic.
And what about this woman?
is him.
Wow.
He's allowed to relax if he wants to.
What do you Google if you want to find people who look astonishingly like Paul McCartney?
Exactly that.
Just that?
What's making Josh angry?
Right. Bring it on. This, I truly believe. I spent my teenage years teaching myself to like the taste of lager so that I could be considered one of the boys. I managed it. I've been fine with that, even though we all know none of us actually like the taste. Now, they've brought along this worse drink called real ale. Have you seen... Awful, right? These people who drink real ale, they act like they're better than you, Frank. They act like they're better than you. They'll go, oh, it tastes so much, so good. No one is drinking alcohol for the taste. No, you know, otherwise you wouldn't keep drinking it. Like, I like the taste of milk. I'd stop after one glass. You don't find me at 2 a.m. 8 pints of milk down. There's got to be another dairy somewhere, hasn't there? And you go and buy it, and you have to queue behind them because they're sampling it, and then they have to kind of... Have you seen them trying to push it out of the pump? They're like... It's like they're kind of slooshing a chemical toilet. And you have to stand there, and it looks like a canal. It might as well have a shopping trolley in it. And they're acting like they're cooler than you. You're not cooler than me because you drink real ale. James Bond wouldn't be as cool if when he was in the casino. The woman came over and said, can I get another drink, 007? Yeah, just a pint of Otter's cock, please. Yeah.
That is one of my problems with it. Is it's all slightly ironic, isn't it? It's all got comedy names and people go and have a pint of needless cruelty. It's in a pub called like the Uncertain Zebra.
It's like you might as well go in and ask for a pint of mead. Like, I didn't go to the pub to drink like Henry VIII.
No, that's a good motto.
Yeah.
I remember in the 80s, the first wave of real ale. And then it was all about, you know, men in jumpers and big beards and stuff like that drinking it.
Yeah.
But now I think it's become quite cool, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. I live in East London, and it's full of people, you know, you'll go to the house and they'll go, do you want... I've made some homebrew, do you want it? And you go, no. Oh, I'll have the one that passed EU safety standards. I mean, but
That's like the taste of some alcohol, wonderful wines and whiskies.
yeah, I enjoy them, but...
Is it all just about getting drunk?
Life, yes. No, it's this kind of celebration of the drink that does taste worse. It's, you know, let's be honest, it doesn't taste as good as a nice, cool, crisp lager. You go to someone's house for a home brew and, oh, we mixed it, you know, I mixed it in my bath, but don't worry, I washed the bath first. So that's not... I don't care. It's a bath. If you said, is this plate clean? Well, I washed it, but before that I was sat on it naked. It's the confidence. Why do you think you can make beer? Like, I can't get the, you know, the ratios of Ribena right. At least that's not going to send me blind if I get it wrong.
I love that people are trying to do the old crafts themselves. I think that's a wonderful thing to make your own beer. I don't think I've ever tried a real ale, but I think you should be applauded for giving it a go, no?
Well, come back to me when you've tried a real ale and been unable to see for 48 hours.
What about this? This is a bit of old footage from BBC Nationwide. I'd like just listen out, by the way, to how much this man can drink. This takes me back.
Alan Hunter, a man who can really hold his beer, whichever way you look at it. For nearly a year now, he's been defying the laws of specific gravity. Drinking beer the right way up his form is impressive. He's capable of sinking 32 pints in an evening. The only time he's ever tasted defeat was when he was beaten by 2 seconds over a 5-pint sprint. But to be fair, on that occasion, his opponent was a horse.